We are very proud to sponsor this event tonight. We have been a longtime supporter of the Chamber. We think in this community the Chamber is the voice of business. We appreciate all the work of the Chamber, and I can tell you ours is one of the best in the area. Legacy Texas Bank is a product between mergers of First State Bank, actually First Bank McKinney, Plano Bank and Trust, and Viewpoint Bank. We are an $8.5 billion company, publicly traded on the NASDAQ market. We are the #1 depository in the Collin County market, and we're #2 overall in the Dallas market for banks that are located home in the Dallas market. So we're a pretty good sized bank. We've grown from a bank in 1952, which was actually a very small financial institution, into now what is a publicly traded company, and certainly the largest in the area. We have a special group that's at our bank, and quite frankly, one of the things we like to talk about a lot is our cooperation with the Shelby family, who has been our majority owner prior to the merger with Viewpoint to make Legacy. Aaron Shelby, who is the grandson of Carol Shelby, which I'm sure you all know is the Shelby Cobra, Shelby Muscane producer and inventor. And Aaron still has a lot to do with the Shelby name. And every year we have a event down in Plano where all the Shelby cars in the area and nationwide come and show their wares. And it's always a very exciting time for us at the bank. But the Shelby family not only has been involved at the bank, Pat Shelby, our former chairman of the board, had a company here called Shelby Wheel, was one of the early economic development things. And Carol Shelby actually started Shelby Chili in McKinney. So we have a pretty deep history of doing things in McKinney, Texas for economic development and for growth in the city. I attended my first McKinney Chamber celebration in 1971. I was right out of college. My first job was at First State Bank here in McKinney, which through a series of acquisitions and changes is part of what our bank is today. Now, I'd like to say that I'd been here all that time, but actually I haven't. I was in banking for about 6 years, and then left banking, went into private business, and then in 2008 came back to the bank, thanks to the Shelbys and George Fisk. But in those early days, McKinney had 3 banks: First State Bank, Collin County National, and Central National. At the Collin County National, you had Ben Wisnat and John Wisnat. At the Central National, you had AHU banks, and you had James Stewart. These were the guys that taught me and emphasized to me what you do when you're in business in a community like McKinney. They were great role models, and I think many of you may not know those names, but those were great names, and they certainly were people who helped make this community what it is today. I had the opportunity to own several businesses in Collin County over a 30-year period, founding some, owning some, buying some, seeing other chambers in the Metroplex, and I can tell you there is nothing like the McKinney Chamber of Commerce in this part of North Texas. It's a great organization, and we've always been proud to support it. Some things you may not know that happened over time. the Chamber of Commerce created the McKinney Education Foundation. That all started, Lynn Sperry and some others at the Chamber began the McKinney Education Foundation through the Chamber. The Chamber rallied the community to pass the McKinney Economic Development Sales Tax a year after it had actually lost an election in 1992. The Chamber worked to support the establishment of Collin College, now one of the finest in the nation, and also the Leadership McKinney program, as many of you know because you graduated from it, is certainly one of the best in their areas. Legacy Texas is deeply committed to this chamber and the work it does. We feel that it is one of our strongest partnerships. A strong and effective chamber assists the city in recruiting new business, new capital, new jobs, and helping these businesses already here to prosper and expand. We have one of the largest and most committed membership in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, over 1,200, I believe, Lisa, which again is a testament to this organization. If you're in business in McKinney, you need to be in the McKinney Chamber. It's important to each business here because it's our partner in building a positive business atmosphere. Strong programming, networking opportunities, and business advocacy with local, state, and federal government are all vital activities provided by the McKinney Chamber of Commerce. In closing, let me say to each of you being honored tonight, and it certainly is an honor to receive one of these awards, please accept our sincere congratulations. You make McKinney a better place to live and a better place to work. Thank you.